The fear of being forgotten. Why we crave legacy. You're walking through a cemetery glancing at names etched in stone. Some are familiar, historical figures who left their mark, but most just names. No stories, no memories, just people who once lived, laughed, and dreamed, now forgotten. This fear that one day everything we are will vanish, that we'll be just another name in the past, haunts us all. And whether we admit it or not, most of what we do is an attempt to fight it. But why? Why do we fear being forgotten? And is this fear actually shaping our decisions more than we realize? Let's explore the psychology behind the fear of being forgotten. At the core of this fear is something called symbolic immortality, the idea that even after we die, a part of us can live on through our achievements, our relationships, or even just memories people hold of us. And that's why we chase legacy. Some build empires, some write books, some post on social media every day, hoping their presence will be remembered, even if just through likes and comments. But when does this fear become a burden? How fear of being forgotten drives people to greatness. Let's talk about Cobb from Inception 2010. Cobb isn't just a thief, he's a man obsessed with planting an idea so deeply that it defines a person. But in reality, that's what we all want, isn't it? To leave a mark so deep in people's minds that we never really disappear. Or take Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton, 2020, a man who wrote like he was running out of time, desperate to secure his place in history. His fear of being forgotten drove him to build a nation, but it also made him reckless. And then there's Jay Gatsby, The Great Gatsby, 2013, a man who built an entire empire just to be remembered by one person. He threw extravagant parties, surrounded himself with wealth, all for a legacy that ultimately crumbled. Because here's the truth, when the fear of being forgotten controls us, we start living for legacy instead of in the present. Social media and the illusion of legacy. Today, social media amplifies this fear like never before. Every post, every selfie, every viral moment feels like proof that we exist. But does it really? Think about Regina George from Mean Girls, 2004. She was the most talked about girl in school, her name on everyone's lips, but once high school ended, her legacy vanished. Or consider Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network, 2010. He didn't just create Facebook, he built a digital empire to ensure his name would never disappear. But does that kind of legacy bring real fulfillment? Or just an endless hunger for more? Yet the fear keeps us hooked. We keep curating, posting and chasing engagement, thinking it'll keep us relevant. But in reality, digital footprints fade faster than we'd like to admit. What truly makes someone unforgettable? Let's look at Jack Dawson from Titanic, 1997. Jack didn't build a legacy. He didn't leave behind books or monuments. Yet, he's unforgettable. Not because of what he achieved, but because of how deeply he connected with someone. And that's the paradox. While we chase legacy through big achievements, the thing that actually makes us memorable is how we make others feel. The people we truly remember aren't always the ones who did the biggest things, but the ones who touched our lives in ways we never forgot. Breaking free from the fear. So how do we deal with this fear? 1. Shift from legacy to impact. Instead of asking, how will people remember me? Ask, how can I make life better for the people around me? 2. Stop chasing permanence. Nothing lasts forever. And that's okay. It's not about being remembered by the world, but being meaningful to the people who matter to you. 3. Live, now, not for later. If everything you do is for a future where you're remembered, you'll never truly experience the present. At the end of Inception, Cobb spins a top to see if he's still dreaming, but in the moment, he doesn't care anymore. He turns away to embrace his children. That's the moment he's free. Maybe the key to conquering the fear of being forgotten isn't in building a legacy, it's in letting go of the need for one. So, are you living to be remembered, or are you living to be alive?